and welcome to CAN TV 21 Hotline. Let's talk etiquette. My name is Nathan Wright, and I'm the Executive Director of the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois, and welcome to our last show for the season. But before we get started, I want to introduce my very special co-host, Miss Georgia Salmon, Etiquette Maven Extraordinary. Welcome, Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. It's been a long ride.
Yes.
But it's been a very, very enjoyable ride.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to the next time.
Oh, isn't that great? She has committed herself to returning. Now, we're going to keep her to that word. She says she's going to come and do another series, and we do need her. We absolutely do need her, and you have done an outstanding job.
Thank you.
I commend you 150% for the wonderful job you have done for this show as well as for our young people and teaching them etiquette, manners, and morals. Well, we decided to take this show and dedicate it to all the previous shows we've done over the last 13 weeks. Yes. Doesn't seem like it just flew by. I don't know what happened to the 13 weeks. Just suddenly here we are, the 13th week. But it's all good, and so we felt it would be a very important thing to do is to at least briefly cover all of the shows that we have brought to you because we think this subject is so important. After all, aren't we all humans? And aren't we all civilized? And should we not have some basic rules of conduct that we should teach our children and adhere to as adults, as civilized people? It's not complicated. So we're going to start out the show with the overhead so that you can see what we've covered. And would you like to read that first one there?
Looking back, looking forward. Looking back, looking forward. That was a very, very interesting topic.
Yes, it was.
And you may want to expound on...
Well, I thought it was important to take a look back over the years because I think we've been doing this show for at least 5 years, maybe longer. And I thought it was important to look back over 2016 and just reflect on some of the things we've covered, some of the issues we tried to highlight. And so we just wanted to be able to share our gratification in being able to bring this show to our audience. And looking forward is just as important. We wanted to accomplish some things, and I think you and I, as a team, accomplished a great deal.
I think one of the things that we talked about in this particular subject, we talked about what it used to be and what it is today.
Yes.
And we talked about how manners and morals were pretty much a part of our culture, a part of our upbringing at that time, back in the day.
It was.
And how society has somewhat gotten away from teaching and influencing what we always knew about traditionally.
Right.
Yeah, it was an interesting topic, and we did get some feedback from a couple of callers. Yes. But I think we're going to revisit some of the subjects
next season.
The next season.
Oh, I agree. This is eternal. These subjects will be around 100 years from now. We'll still be wrestling with how to conduct ourselves in public, obviously. Because you're right, we have witnessed, throughout our life, this radical change away from these basic social values and social morals that we grew up learning and practicing and adhering to, and it was absolutely necessary. We would never do anything to embarrass our parents by doing something in public that would bring shame on them or embarrassment on them. So these were very, very important values because it represented the family.
Yes.
It represented your father and it represented your mother. And that was a key part of you being an accepted member of the community.
Yes.
So
we did. We looked all the way back. We went back to our childhood,
right.
our upbringing, and we brought it up to today. And we did conclude that there's so much and so many values missing
Yes.
today
Yes.
that we were brought up with in our day.
Yes.
So we're going to revisit that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I'm going to move on. The next topic for that next show, Mr. Selman.
Okay, the Etiquette Foundation has a solution to failing schools, teaching the 3 R's: role, rules, and responsibility.
Oh, what a show that was! I think we actually got a few callers in on that show. You know, those 3 R's. I think we had those 3 R's as children, and that was your show. That was your idea for that show, and I thought it was a great show because it gave us an opportunity to reflect on that earlier time in our life.
Exactly. Again,
yeah.
It's amazing
Right.
how these subjects kind of tie in,
Right.
you know,
right.
with each other. But
Right.
yes, the 3 R's: the role that we play as parents, the role that we play as teachers, the role that we play as mentors, the
Yes.
role that we play as aunts and uncles and grandparents.
And siblings.
And siblings.
When we were
They're
children.
significant.
Right.
Very, very significant.
We all had our own role to play.
That's right. And we all also, we had a certain amount of rules.
With those roles.
Right.
Right.
Yesterday, we had rules.
Yes.
Today, I'm not seeing so many rules.
No.
We just asked a couple of our mentees about curfews, and they
Yes.
said, curfews? Like, what is
What's a
curfew? Well,
Right.
curfew was big
Important.
back in the day.
Important.
You know,
Very important.
it was big when you look back at
It
our
shaped
upbringing.
It shaped who we are today.
Yes.
You know, having that responsibility and knowing that you should be on the stoop before the sun go down. Whatever the rules were in your home.
That's right.
Your mother want to look out on the street and see you.
That's
Not
right.
to look around the corner and you somewhere she can't see you.
That's
so
right.
Those are very, very basic rules. And it taught us a great deal about being responsible.
Yes,
as
absolutely.
adults. And what was the other one there?
It was rules and responsibility.
That's key.
Responsibility. I tell my grandson all the time, if you want to drive, and he's 16,
Yes.
he turned 16 in March, I said, if you want to drive, there are some responsibilities that you're going to have to have a part of who you are.
Who you are.
You know, you're going
Right.
to have to adhere to rules, and
Yes.
you're going to have huge responsibilities getting behind the vehicle, driving.
Yes.
And we were taught that as children. Of course, back in my day,
Right.
I didn't start driving until I was an adult.
Right.
16 driving?
Right,
I don't
right,
think so.
Right. Although you could get a permit at 15 back then.
You could.
If you got a job or had a job driving a vehicle, you could get a permit.
But most of our parents, if
Right.
they had a car,
Yes.
okay, if they had a car,
Right.
trust me, they were going to be the driver of the
Driver, right,
vehicle, and
right.
not their kids.
No.
You know, of course, when I raised my daughters, when they turned 16, if they followed all of the rules and the response and they had very responsible, I would allow them to drive.
Yeah.
I was happy
Sure,
to turn the key over, so I
Right.
didn't have to run up and down the road with them
Right.
all the
right.
time.
Absolutely.
So that was another big subject that we talked about.
One other thing with that is we tried to connect the role, the rules, and the responsibility. So you're judged by your ability to be responsible and follow instructions. And once your parents see that you were responsible, that you could follow instructions, and then you built up credibility so that would allow you to be able to move to the next step as far as operating a motor vehicle. So think about that. I'm talking even for our young people today. Think about establishing that credibility so that you can move to the next level without any opposition to it. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
So we're moving on.
The next one, the art of parenting.
Yes.
It all ties right in. The
That
art.
was a great show.
Yes.
That was really a great show, The Art of Parenting.
Yes.
And, it's like, that's another lost art. It really is, because, I don't know, I think our parents were raised and were educated and taught how to parent, okay? And you remember the girls were given dolls so she could play house and play mother and all those things that were important at that time. And I guess parents still give dolls to their children. But that was part of role playing in order for her to be a great mother 10, 20 years later. And so we aren't really doing the job, I think personally, that our parents and grandparents did in parenting, the art of parenting.
But it's kind of ironic that you talk about the mother and you've not one time said anything about
the father. And my father was a great guy.
And you grew up with a father.
Yes. Yes,
you know, you grew up with a father. I didn't.
Yes.
My mother played both roles.
Yes.
And she did a tremendous job.
Yes. I can see it.
But the art of parenting should be inclusive. It should be, we should have mother, father establishing rules and influencing responsibilities to our young people. And I believe that is what's missing. But that's for another show.
Oh, absolutely.
That's for that's for another show. We do have a caller.
Have a caller. Caller.
And yes, and good evening.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
Before I forget anything, I want to tell you how nice y'all two look.
Thank you,
probably
Steve.
the two classic
Thank you.
Thank you.
On CAN TV.
Yes.
I wanted to remind you of something. Do you remember a few years back, Mr. Wright, I told you should have all kids write 3 goals down, put it in their back pocket, and keep it with them. Try to all the time look at that goal and try to do what you said you're going to do.
Yes.
So they remind me of looking back and looking forward.
Yes.
I love the past.
I do too.
That was the most wonderful time in history.
Yes.
Now, the young people now, when they get up in age and say they're 14 now, and they look back, that's going to be a sad past, but it's okay. Let me tell you something I learned a long time ago. You can't do nothing about the past. You can't go back to the past and change it. And you don't know what the future ahead is for you. So only thing you could depend on today. You always try to make things better, correct the things maybe you did wrong today, and make sure you do better tomorrow.
Yes.
Y'all guys make a wonderful, wonderful example of that. People, that's a shame. People just don't listen. You know, they turn in, like I say, one of those spitting music, rapping and shaking your butt and stuff. But look at 2 wonderful people on air have something seriously to say. I mean, kids should have been having their mothers and the fathers in the house. Have your father, I don't care, have a dog in front of the TV and look at this.
Yes.
I think y'all two are the 2 most wonderful people that we have. We don't have too many people willing to take time out and try to help others. Y'all you could be anywhere, but today we know every Thursday that you are here.
Great.
So I'm going to say this. I'm going to miss y'all. I'm truly going to miss y'all.
We'll be back.
I think y'all are 2 hell of good people, and don't worry. When that time comes, God got something really good for y'all. So just keep on doing.
Thank you.
You remember, if you could just change one, you did your job.
Right.
So listen, Georgia, you keep on looking good, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Mr. Wright, keep on popping those knots up.
Okay.
And I promise you, I will look, unless God decide to take me away from here.
Let's don't say that, because we don't want that. We want you back with us.
For y'all.
We look forward to it.
So let me get out there so I can hear your response. And again, guys, y'all please be safe. And have a safe and wonderful weekend, a holiday.
Thank you.
You got to watch these crazy fools out. Now these days, at one time we didn't have to worry about it, but now you got to worry. Just get into the garage, stick it in your car. All right, guys, let me get out there so I can hear your response.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, he's been one of our most loyal viewers and call-ins. and he has something always positive to say, enriching and motivating. And actually, we had talked about at one time inviting Steve to come on at least one of the shows.
That would be wonderful.
And that's what we're going to do at the next
Absolutely.
one, Steve. We're going to figure out how to come and get you, and so you don't have to do anything but get in the car and come down here and be our guest on one of our shows.
That would be wonderful.
And that you deserve. That you deserve. So we're going to make that happen, Steve. Thanks. Appreciate that. But back to the father, because that kind of got in there. Yes, my father was an outstanding individual. But the reason I had so much focus on my mother, because the mother ran the house. Now, if it was something that I did or something that required his special attention, then she would tell him.
Yes.
And he would come and talk to me about it. But other than that, we had a great relationship. We went fishing. We did all the kinds of things dads do with sons. Went to baseball games. I had it all. So I'm very, very
That's
blessed
awesome.
to have a great father. We did a lot of this, him and I.
Yes.
One-on-one, and that was really a great time in my life.
And that really just kind of explain why you are the human being that you are today.
It's important.
You know,
it's important. You have
you
a father,
are
a role model.
An awesome role model to the young people that you mentor, and I can see why. When you've had a rich upbringing,
Yes.
two parents in the household,
Yes.
a father guiding and instructing his son.
Yes.
That is so key. If we can have fathers, even if you're not in the same household,
Right.
find time
Yes.
to be involved with
Yes.
your children, your child's lives.
Yes.
It's so important.
It is.
It makes
It is.
such a difference.
It is.
It's so impactful, and I can't stress it
I agree
enough.
wholeheartedly. And there's too many ways to communicate with your children today as opposed to 50 years ago.
Absolutely.
You know, you have all kinds of ways to communicate. Tweet, text, cell phone, internet. I mean, there's no excuse.
All those are wonderful ways to do it.
Yes.
But
Face
it's
to face.
not. Nothing is more important than that hands-on,
Critical.
face-to-face
Critical.
relationship.
Yes.
And I do understand in certain circumstances, parents have to part.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
But if you keep in mind that the children's lives matter,
Very important.
and each parent needs to be involved
Yes. Yes.
totally,
Yes.
will make all the difference in the world with our children.
Yes. I agree wholeheartedly with that. And we lose our children when we're not there. We men really lose our children in a way that's sometimes impossible to recover from. And we don't want to lose that child. You want that child to role model you throughout his life, like I have role modeled my father throughout my life, and my sons role model me throughout their lives. So that's the connection to raising great people. I really do believe that.
There's such a thing as the art of parenting.
It is.
And we're going to talk more about it in our next series.
season. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, what's the next
The
subject we covered?
The next one is the etiquette of parenting. Same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Same thing.
Okay.
And
we did 2 or 3 shows on the subject. You're
Yeah.
right.
And it's just reinforcing, the art of parenting.
Yes.
Teaching those simple manners and morals. I call them simple because it just comes so natural for me.
Yes.
But they're not simple.
No.
They're not major or something that's requires a whole. It only requires you as a parent
Yes.
to teach your kids the simple fundamentals of courtesy.
Yes. Great values. You have to emphasize those values in your home. You have to role play those values in your home. So when your children see you, they see you modeling what you are asking them to take and believe in and support and carry forward in their lives. So that's critical.
And we're going to revisit that subject as well. It's
the
a
art
great
of parenting
yes.
and the etiquette of parenting.
Yes, yeah, great
a little
topics.
different in the two. Yes. Okay, we move on to the next one.
This was probably my favorite, Dumbing Down.
Yes, this and
Dumbing Down of America.
All right, this was you selected that was just you selected that subject, which is a great subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just enlightened me. I really just
and it's broad.
not aware
it's
of what was going on.
It's a broad subject.
It is.
It's
very broad.
An educational component to it.
Yes.
And it's all intentional. If you didn't get a chance to hear the conversation, we're going to revisit Dumbing Down.
Right.
And I think one of the reasons why this impacted me so much, we only have 5 minutes.
Oh, we got a 5-minute warning? Oh, darn it. Okay, so.
But we're going to revisit a lot of these subjects in our next series.
Yes.
And at this time, I think we want to introduce
let's see if we can get some of these read in there before we go. What was the next one?
Okay. Stop the violence. Teach etiquette.
Okay.
Stop the violence. Teach etiquette.
Now, we've done that over the years, and we still believe that's so important in terms of stopping the violence. Okay, what was the next one?
Home should be the first school of behavior training.
Home should be the first school.
That's where it should start, in the home, in your house.
Yes.
The next one, the art of table and dining etiquette. We need to teach our youngsters how to eat properly.
Yes.
How to eat properly.
Yes.
Teach them the difference in a soup spoon and a teaspoon. Teach them the difference in a salad fork and a dinner fork.
Yes.
There's so much to what we do.
They need to know that. So
Absolutely.
What was the next one?
The next one, etiquette is the foundation of cognitive thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
It is. So if you get that in your child's psyche, the etiquette is the foundation of critical thinking, cognitive thinking, then that child will always revert back to that.
Absolutely.
No matter what decision they make, they'll go right back to that. So the next one.
I think we're close. Okay.
Oh, we have a few minutes. 5 minutes, right?
Okay.
How many? 5 minutes? Okay.
Okay. Etiquette, a social system of nonviolent behavior.
Etiquette. Read that again.
Etiquette, a social system of nonviolent behavior.
Can it be said any clearer than that? It can't be said no more clear. We did a show. That was a very rich show.
It was.
Yes.
The next one, save the next generation. That's what I want to do. I want to save the next generation. Teach etiquette, teach manners and morals.
Yes.
The next one, the noble principles of etiquette to live an honorable life.
Yes.
The next one, etiquette is manners and morals governing the foundation of civil society.
Yes.
Great topics.
Great topic. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Wonderful. So we're going to revisit, like you said, we're going to revisit those subjects. You can't really get them fully illuminated in a 28-minute.
Right, exactly.
28-minute timeline, So we are going to continue down that road because we know we're at the heart and pulse of humanity. This subject is more important than any other subject you can imagine because it is who we should be and aspire to become. And we're encouraging everybody that listens to this show to begin to adopt. Join in. It's so much fun. You feel so empowered and so impactful. But before our time do elapse, I want to thank CAN TV for the outstanding studio we have and we're working in, especially Sylvia Snowden. She's the director here, and she has done an outstanding job in helping us with our show.
Yes.
And also, we want to just give a hand applause to our young directors and producers that we have here. If we can have you two guys come in for a quick minute, I want them on TV.
These youngsters are amazing. They come with us every week to
Yes.
help produce the show. We're so
Yes.
proud of them. They've
Yes.
recently graduated from elementary school.
Right.
They're
Yes.
going into their high school year.
Yes.
And we love them.
Yes.
We are proud of them.
Yes.
And we can't say enough about you guys. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yes.
Kenneth,
Yes.
this is Kenneth to my left.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, we call him Tank.
Yes.
Tank, you want to give your real name?
Cardell Alexander.
Cardell
Yes.
Alexander.
And your full name, Kenneth?
Kenneth Watson.
Kenneth Watson. Well, you guys have done an outstanding job, and we thoroughly appreciate your support in producing this show. And we're going to have you guys back next season to help us produce another 13 great shows.
Exactly.
So we thank you for coming in for a minute here, and then I'll let you guys get back to your station so we can close out, okay?
Okay,
Thank
thanks,
you,
guys.
Appreciate
you.
Yes. So I guess we have to wrap it all up. Time has elapsed, and unfortunately, it's not an hour show. But I want to thank you again for the awesome job you have done to bring this show, help me bring this show to our audience. And it has been a very, very rich experience, and I want to definitely thank you so much.
And
And-
you are so welcome. It's been a pleasure. It's been exciting, and I love this.
Wonderful.
I'm so
Wonderful.
pleased to be a part of your team, your Etiquette Foundation team.
Yes.
We have lots of work to do.
Yes,
We look forward to doing it.
absolutely.
And I think we are making a difference.
We are.
This is an amazing, amazing studio, Can
It is.
TV.
Yes,
It's
it
just a
is.
great place to do what we do and to promote what we're doing.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to put that in for real quick. That number is 312-473-3943. So reach out to us and say hello, send us an email. It's right there for you to send it to us. Thank you again. Thank you, Steve, for just being a loyal supporter, okay? And with that said,
Have a wonderful holiday weekend. God bless, and goodbye.
goodbye.